Uh-oh. Little video out of nowhere on Valentine's Day. Probably thinking, Cap, where you been, bro? Where have you been? That is a great question. I have been struggling. I've been thinking. And that's kind of what I randomly wanted to record about. I just wanted to get on here and talk. I already lifted. This is post lift. This is on the way back to the house. And this isn't necessarily about the bulk or lifting. This is real cap talk here. I wanted to talk a little bit about life, about things not going the way that you want them to in life. A lot of things in life we are expected to do. We're expected to be good people. We're expected to, when you graduate, go to college. We're expected to find a good job. This kind of caters more towards men in specific, but we're expected to provide for our families, to make a family, to buy a house for our family. We're expected to be strong. We're expected to be durable. And sometimes it gets really hard to be that, and especially when other outside factors of life influence those things, it can make them very, very difficult to happen. For example, I'm a senior in high school. I've got a lot to worry about right now. What am I going to do after school? That is the big question. Do I go off to college, get a degree, find a job that way? Do I take a gap year? Do I not even go to college? What are you going to do, Cameron? Everybody's wondering, what are you going to do, Cap? And I don't know. Because my options are not just easy to answer options. They're very complicated questions that have a lot of variables, and unfortunately, my life is not at the point in which I would look at it and go, yes, this is the way that I want things to happen. This is the way that I want things to go. They're not. If I had it my way, ideally, you would graduate high school, go to a great college, have the money for it, mommy and daddy pay for it, and you go get an education, then you get a job right out of college, and then, bing, bang, boom, next thing you know, your life's over with. You had a beautiful, amazing life. Storybook life. But that's not how it is for me. That is not my situation. My situation is I can't just focus on school. I can't just focus on the gym. I can't just focus on, make it to college, man. Get your GPA up. I can't just focus on that. I have, unfortunately, the way my life has worked out, I have other priorities. I have to worry about what vehicle am I going to drive. I have to worry about how many hours I'm working. How much money do I have? Do I have enough money to go to college? And, do I have enough money to buy groceries? to be able to keep my diet up this week, to be able to keep bulking? Do I have enough money to take my girlfriend out on a date and treat her nicely and treat her the way that she deserves, in the way that I'm expected to treat her as a man? And I don't. So then it becomes okay, well, I don't have enough money. Then what about time? If you have time to work, then you can make the money. Okay, well then let's work more. Okay, well, let's take a look at my time. Well, in the morning, I go to school from 8 to 12. That's 4 hours away. Not 4 hours away, I just mean like that's 4 hours taken away. Okay, but then I go to work at 1, can leave at 5 or 6. Solid, get 5-6 hours of work in. Then go to the gym, and then go home, right? Well, yes, that seems like a great schedule until you start throwing in other factors. You put factors on top of the factors, like money, like church, like gas, like if I have something to do that day. If my mom, my family shares a car. Me and my mom share a car. So I don't always get to just take the car and do what I want with it. So am I going to have the car? That's another question I have to ask. And anyway, I'm getting off topic of what I really want to talk about. What I'm getting at here is life does not go the way that you picture it. It doesn't go the way that you want it to. No matter how bad you want it, no matter how hard you work at it, bottom line is that life doesn't always go the way that you want. And that's something I'm having to learn. Because, in this kind of motivational gym era that we live in, especially if you're heavily involved in the gym community, the fitness channels and everything, everybody else talks about motivation, discipline, David Goggins, change your life. Listen, do I believe that you can work hard enough to change your life? Absolutely. Do I believe you can work hard enough to change your situation? Absolutely. But you cannot work hard enough to change the situation you're in now. Does that make any sense? You can change your situation in the future. You can change the bad spots that maybe you could be in the future, and you can make them good spots. By all means, I believe in that. But I do not think you can work hard enough. It's impossible to work. I don't care if you go out. I could go and study all day for 24 hours straight, but if I haven't done any studying over the past month, or I haven't been to any classes, I'm going to fail that test. I don't care how much studying you do in 24 hours. If you lift, I could lift all day. I could do 24-hour full body day, and that be my only day that I lift for the week. Would it be exhausting? Yeah. Would I be working hard? Absolutely. Would it be commemorable? Sure. That's pretty impressive. But am I going to get big doing that? Am I going to get any gains whatsoever doing that? No. And if I do, it's going to take a very long time to get those gains. And so what I'm trying to say is that recently, life for me, I've kind of been discovering that life for me and the situations that I'm in, that I've created, honestly, some of them have been out of my control, but I think it's important that you realize that a lot of the situations you're in come from you, and they're your fault. And I've just been realizing that my life is not great right now. I have a lot to worry about. I have a lot of school stuff to worry about. I have a lot of work things to worry about. I have a lot of outside life things to worry about. I have a lot of relationship things to be concerned about. And it seems like I'm always worrying. even religious things. I have religious things to worry about. Um, if you get into religion, or if that's not your thing, that's not the point of the message. What I'm trying to say is that life gets stressful and it gets out of hand, and you cannot control the situation that you are put in currently. Could you have controlled it a week ago, a month ago, a couple days ago, a year ago? Yes. But right now, it's important you look at your situation for today, and today you do the best you can do. And that's all I've been trying to do recently. That's what I've been learning to do for myself, is to take the situations that I'm in, good, bad, and just make the most out of them. Am I gifted with overly rich parents that can just ship me off to college and I don't have to worry about it? I don't have to work a day in my life for anything? No. And I have no control over that. But all you can do is your best. At the end of the day, all you can do is your best. And the thing that really sucks about that is I think a lot of people know that message applies. I think a lot of people know that message, and a lot of people do their best. Now, of course, a lot of people are lazy, and a lot of people don't do their best. I don't always do my best sometimes, and I don't think I'm lazy, but I'm just saying, not everybody is going to be on top of everything 100% of the time. But what really sucks about doing your best is sometimes your best is not enough. Let me repeat that. Sometimes your best is not enough. And that hurts. That's a tough message. And that's when a lot of inner thinking has to come into your life. That's when you have to look at yourself and be happy with what you're able to do, and not look at the outside world and look at how you're impacting it or what the situation you're in. You have to just look at yourself and what you're doing. And if you know that, yeah, you know, oh man, I've been really busy. I watch Sam Sulek every day. I watch the Trend Twins every day. I watch all these guys. I see these guys on these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old kids on TikTok. They can lift 800 more pounds than me. Sam is shredded. Oh my gosh. And he talks all the time about I have to go to the gym every day and look how dedicated he is, and I'm just not that. I have to work, and I have to do this, and I don't have the time, and sometimes I just get so overly exhausted I don't go to the gym every day. But I go to the gym four times a week, and I work out hard. I work out intense when I'm at the gym, and I'm keeping track of my diet to the best of my ability. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Whoever's watching this, there's nothing wrong with that. That is your best. Your best is not always the ideal. Your best is not always the ideal. Just because you're doing your best does not mean your situation is good. It does not mean you're doing the most ideal thing. And that's okay. You have to be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, whether you're Sam Sulek, who's dedicated, getting shredded, ready to go do his first bodybuilding show, and hasn't missed a day of their bulk or a day of lifting in a year, or you're the guy, or you're Jim Bob, who works a 10-hour blue collar job every day and manages to fit the gym 3 times a week in his week, and that's all he can fit in. And he's meal prepping, and he's just trying to do everything he can. And yeah, he probably doesn't hit his calories every day. He probably doesn't hit his macros every day. He's definitely, he can't go to the gym 8 times, hit every single muscle group 2 times a week. He just doesn't have the time, the energy. He's probably not getting 8 hours, 10 hours of sleep every night. And that is okay. But the fact that Jim Bob is doing that, and that is his best, truly that is his best, means that he's on par with Sam, with a person like Sam Sulek, with the people who are on it all the time, who you will never catch skipping anything, who are dedicated, the David Goggins type people. Guys, David Goggins waking up at 5 a.m., beating a pull-up record and doing 1,000 pull-ups in a day or whatever, running all these marathons, losing all this weight, being this big motivational person, his life and his accomplishments are not any different than the person who busts their butt every single day and just doesn't have the opportunities as someone like David Goggins has. Doesn't have the time. Time is so precious. And you hear people, I'm sure everybody's heard, don't waste your time's limited, blah, 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 blah. That's all true, but we don't really grasp the idea of that. Time is so precious. Not in just the value of it, but in how much of it we have to spread across different things in our day, in our life. I mean, what we use to take up our time is our life, guys. That's our whole life. And I might be saying something obvious here, and you say, well, yeah, duh. That's how that adds up. Yeah. What you choose to do in life takes up your life. Yeah, that makes sense, Cameron. What are you getting at here? What I'm trying to get at is think about that for a second. Think about that. You're young. I'm sure most of my audience are people my age, 18, 17, 19, whatever. You're young. You're doing your best in the situation you have. But we have dreams. We have aspirations. We think, in the future, I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to be a professional bodybuilder. In the future, I want to be a professional businessman. I want to have my own business. In the future, I want to go in ministry and I want to preach to thousands of people and spread the love of God. In the future, I want to do this. In the future, I want to do that. Well, that future doesn't happen unless you start now and start investing your time and start putting the time you have into that thing now. And it's not going to be ideal. Maybe you're not going to be able to invest 8 hours a day into the gym, into studying the Bible, into doing this, doing that, whatever it is. Maybe you're not going to be able to do that like you would want, ideally, to get this big jump start on what you want to do in your life. And that sucks. But that is not an excuse to give up on your dreams, to give up on your hopes. That is not an excuse to do that. If you can fit an hour of lifting in your day, every single day of the week, you will get bigger. You will gain muscle. If you can fit 6 hours of sleep, you can fit an hour of lifting in every day of the week, maybe 2 hours on the days you have off, you will make progress. You will get fit. I promise in a year, those hours will stack up. Will they stack up as much as the person who is privileged enough to be able to go 2 hours every day? No. And focus wholeheartedly on their nutrition and be on top of everything? No. But that doesn't mean you should look at yourself and go, oh man, I'm not that guy. I'm not working as hard. You are. You are working as hard. You're probably working harder. Your situation requires more mental fortitude, requires harder work. So yeah, you probably are working harder than that guy. That dude is privileged to have the time and to have the life in which he can spend all day in the gym, focused diligently on that. Is it impressive that he's able to do that? Absolutely. But that doesn't make what you do any less impressive. The guy, like I said, I mean, this is the third time I'm saying it, but the guy who goes and works a blue collar job and can only fit an hour of lifting is not any worse. His progress and what he does is not any less than the guy who can spend 2 hours a day lifting, always hits his lifts, always hits his meals, always gets good sleep, is on top of everything. That guy is not worse. His progress is not any less value wise. So what I'm getting at is I'm not talking about, oh, whatever. I'm talking about the value of your progress and how to value yourself. How to value the hard work you put in. Because sometimes, at least for me, recently, I've been feeling this a ton. We feel like our hard work is not enough. We feel like what we do is never going to be enough. We feel like it's not working. We feel like something has to change. We feel like we're stuck. We feel awful. And it translates onto ourselves as people. We start hating ourselves. And I'm here to tell you, do not do that. Do not start doing that. Do your best. Now, look at yourself. Are you doing your best? Are you really doing your best? Get a notepad, get a pen, open up an app on your phone, whatever. Write down what you do every day of the week. Write down your schedule for each day. Monday, what do I do? Tuesday, what do I do throughout the day? What do I have to do? All right, I have school in the morning, I have work, then I have to lift. How many hours do those things take? Where can I fit meals in? Where can I do this? When can I buy groceries? What's going to be my grocery day? What's going to be my meal prep day? Am I going to have money for all this? How long do I need to work in order to, what do I need to cut out of my life? Maybe a membership, maybe something to how I can afford to do this. There are ways. Now you have to really be doing your best for what I say to apply. I'm not saying if you're half-assing something, then you're all good, value. No. But if you're really doing your best and you're doing everything you possibly can, and you're just not privileged with the time, the money, the resources, whatever it may be, don't beat yourself up for that. You can grow out of that position. Give it time. Just give it time. But yeah, that's kind of going to be it. That's just all. I just had to get that off my chest. I've been going through a lot of that recently with my own life, and I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it and kind of get that out there. Mainly because maybe I might be talking to myself here. If only I watch this video and it helps me, then maybe this video is meant just for me. Maybe this really applies to no one else. But if it does help you, then I hope it does. And I hope you grow from it. So, anyway, I'll catch you guys. I promise I'm going to get more on top of uploading. I know the upload schedule has been whack. I know stuff has been whack. But I'm going to get back on top of things. Life is just tough right now. Just straight up. And it's hard to do some things sometimes. It's stressful. Sometimes I let laziness take over. Whatever it may be. you know, but that doesn't mean I'm not doing my best. Doesn't mean I'm not doing my best. Just because life sucks and my situation sucks, that doesn't mean I'm not doing my best. That's what I was just trying to tell you guys. So I hope you guys continue doing your best out there. I love you guys and keep killing it.